What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome back to our FIFA 21 career mode with the mighty Boro. And today is the most exciting episode of the career mode yet. Of course, we are starting season 4, and today we have our first match with the Boro back in Europe, and that is in the Champions League at home to Ajax. It is an unbelievably exciting time. Since the first episode, we've always spoke about getting the Boro back to where they belong in the Premier League, back to the European days. Well, we've arguably overachieved that with not just getting us into Europe, but into the Champions League. And we've got our first game of the group stage at the very end of today's episode. It will be our third and final game, and it's at home to the, the three-time winners Ajax. They've won it quite a few times. An incredible Dutch team. I love the badge. I love the club. It's going to be absolutely epic to play them. And as you saw at the very end of the last episode, a quick little rundown, as well as obviously the excitement surrounding the Champions League. We've started the Premier League season extremely well as well. We've got 2 wins and 1 draw, meaning we are currently in 3rd position. But the most exciting thing was that the draw for the Champions League was drawn out for the group stages. And as you probably saw in the calendar, we have Ajax, Dortmund and Celtic in what arguably is the toughest group, or one of the toughest groups that we have. But yeah, cannot wait to get started, and I can't believe I'm seeing my club's name in a Champions League group. Unbelievable. But anyway, like I say, in terms of the Premier League, we've started extremely well. Ironically, typical Boro, of the first 3 games that we've played, we lost the easiest one, which should have been the easiest. We drew the easiest one, which should have been the easiest, which was Watford, drawing 0-0 at Vicarage Road. We have beaten both Manchester clubs, but now we have a test that's just as tough, being Liverpool. Although we do have a very good record against Liverpool, it has to be said. So back-to-back clean sheets. Going into a game against Liverpool, we then have Leicester after that. Then we have Ajax. So this is one hell of an episode. So, yeah, let's get to it. So then a couple of changes that we've had to make just due to a lack of fitness in some areas, which is a bit disappointing, to be fair. Declan Rice, who's been a standout so far, isn't 100% fit. So, you know what? I am going to start him. I feel like he has to start in this game. We'll probably just have to bring him off quite early in the game. But we have had to bring off Felix Correa for Vasquez. He's joined on the bench by Giovanni Reina. And Ben Gibson is also the one who's nowhere near fit. So I've decided to pull him out and put Dale Fry in there alongside Tomori. But yeah, we've also got the rest of August as well. So it's probably worth us having a little dip into the transfer market for maybe a loan or two to bolster the squad, which we will have a look at. But there's the Liverpool team. They have just spent 114 million on Wendell from Newcastle. Since when has a player from Newcastle ever went for 100 plus million? But that is the Liverpool team. Don't know where Andy Robertson is. Don't know where Upamecano is. But yeah, let's give them a game. So a very different Liverpool team to what we've seen. Koke is the captain. Ironically, the front 3 has stayed constant throughout. Neves is on the bench. John Stones is on the bench for them.
And they're in behind you. Well, there's been so much talk about a potential transfer, but it's potential no more. It's fact. Well, he ticks a lot of boxes for me. Quality.
Well, a player we could have considered, to be fair. James Maddison, he's left Leicester to go to Bayer Leverkusen, which is a interesting transfer. I'm surprised Leicester have let him go for 53 million. You'd think he might go for a little bit more than that, but a big loss to a potential rival near the top end of the Premier League. Dean Henderson has come in and has done exceptionally well for us. As you can see, Liverpool pressing, forcing us to go long. So Origi's going to have to do a job up against their big centre-backs, and could be an issue for us, this. If we can't get the ball up to Origi by passing out from the back, and we might have to try and play it long up to him with Van Dijk lingering around. It's going to be really difficult for us to get up the pitch. And Liverpool are already suffocating us here as they're in the area, and that shot was blocked by Fry. Good flick on by Bellingham, but Foden is robbed Fry goes in for one challenge, can't get to the second. Coulson with an unbelievable tackle, not once but twice. And eventually, somehow, the ball has gone out. And it's gone out for a goal kick. What a tackle from Coulson. Tamari finding himself in an advanced position again, though. Liverpool are on us like a flash. We need to really speed up the play. And we're struggling to get back here. A little bit out of shape. As Liverpool have started them much better. There's no one in the middle to cover Wendell, and Tamari just gets across to get the header, although he's back in the area, and Dean Henderson makes a very good save. Try and get the ball away quickly. Finally, we've got a bit of possession. Foden. Bellingham. Oh, can't find Origi. Fabinho, that's good from Rice. Putting a bit of pressure on their defence for a change. And Rice plays in Phil Foden here. Foden's got Van Dijk lurking, and that's a pretty poor finish from him. Really got under that. I think he was trying to dip it into the corner, but didn't get anywhere near. That's our first attack forward, really, and we're over half an hour into this game. Here's Mane on the left-hand side. Give Spencer a really tough game so far. Tsimikas now running in. Tamori does really well, and this is the first time there's been a counter-attacking opportunity for us here with Hudson-Odoi. Foden plays the reverse ball to Hudson-Odoi. He finds Divock Origi, and Origi scores! No surprise that we score from our favoured way of playing, which is on the counter-attack. Because it's been, well, we've had little to no joy in Liverpool's half at all in this game. The one time we pick the ball off, we counter-attack, and Origi just latches on to Hudson-Odoi's ball, which was a little bit behind him. And with the defenders approaching their former teammate, Origi just kept his head and put it past Alisson into the corner. We really have had to defend, and we've not had much possession, but we made it count there.
He's relentless, but players just love to play. Give them a game any day of the week. That should be a belter.
Well, Bellingham's been chopped down in midfield there, and although it looked like a heavy challenge, it was a good one, but
careless with the pass.
Couldn't keep the ball, Liverpool, and their pressing is high, but if you can beat the press, as you know, we're in behind, and here's Vasquez with a beautiful ball over the top to Divock Origi, who smashes it in for a second. Clinical, lethal, deadly, whatever other word you want to use. Vasquez with a lovely little ball over the top. One header from Origi before unleashing an amazing strike into the corner. And we're having to just take every chance we get here, and that's what we've done. Just about beat the Liverpool press. And then it's 4-on-4, 5-on-5. You've just got to pick the right pass at the right time. And you get a chance. And with a striker like Origi, you're going to score more times than not.
Coming thick and fast. Should be a good game.
Here's Koke.
That's not the commentator's curse.
Plays it back inside. Fabinho into the box. A strong challenge from Coulson. One I thought was a successful one. And one I thought he got the ball from. As it happens, the referee has deemed it a foul and gave Liverpool a free kick in a fantastic area. And you'd have to fancy Alexander-Arnold from here. This is right within his territory. So we get whatever we deserve from this free kick, and people say it's a guaranteed goal for the opposition, and well, it couldn't have been much closer. We've seen a lot of goals against us, a lot of free kicks from the AI, and Alexander-Arnold could not have got much closer. But, well, what an opportunity, and a bit unlucky that, got to say, for Alexander-Arnold, although Liverpool coming again here with Salah. He's so good in them positions. But the finish was a really bad one from his standards.
Absolutely terrible. Not to be advised giving the ball.
Well, Tomori's tried to play a cheeky ball over the top there, and it was blocked by a Liverpool defender. And because of that, we had plenty of space in behind. And Salah finishes it off, putting Liverpool back in the game. We tried to play a long ball with Tomori just because of the press. And we were picked off. Fell kindly to a Liverpool player, and then it was a case of us being all over the place, really. Good first touch from Salah and a very good finish as well. This game is still not over.
They've dropped their intensity for sure. Hosts really haven't had too much of the ball, but when they've had the ball, they keep delivering.
Well, what a ball through the middle. This isn't. Is Firmino onside? Yes, he is. And Dean Henderson comes absolutely flying out and makes himself so big that I think that deflected back off of Firmino, and that was a dangerous challenge for him to make. It could have been a foul, could have been a red card. But Dean Henderson making his money's worth there with a very big save. I don't know how Firmino was so far onside. What a save.
So making the Ruben Neves.
Neves, great challenge. Well, it was a great challenge by Reina, and we're unlucky it falls back to a Liverpool player. Fry can't get near that, but luckily the ball was straight through to Dean Henderson. Tomori's got to run into the space here just because of the press. But Foden has really, really struggled up against the Liverpool midfield. He really has today. It's been a tough game for him. Has not been allowed a second on the ball. And here they come again. Salah nodding it into the middle. Fry only heads it clear as far as Fabinho on the edge of the area. Morsey with a great foot in, and maybe now we can counter-attack, and Bellingham plays in Giovanni Reina, who's not really got much support up with him. He has got Van Dijk bearing down, and Reina shoots. But it's saved by Alisson. Oh, well, what a great tackle that is from Danny Ings. Ball back into Reina, and his header is wide. Chances have been really hard to come by in the whole game, especially second half. And we've had two really big ones there. Reina with both. The first one easier. As well, once again, if you can just get through that midfield of Liverpool, you're absolutely quids in. Here's Jota. We're going to do really well to hang on to this lead. Liverpool have been dominant. It's going to be a real backs against the wall job in the last 10 minutes. Jota. Dink ball near post. Flicked on, and what a save from Henderson. And again, not only one, but two incredible saves. With Salah in front of a gaping goal. What a save. As the Boro fans are trying to get us going a little bit here, as Bellingham tries to play a through ball. But the pack of wolves that is Liverpool's midfield are on us like a flash. And here come Liverpool again. They've been so good going forward. Another ball through, and this time they've hit the post. Jota
quite frankly, he's got...
First time effort. Maybe had a bit more time than he thought. Shaking the woodwork.
Inside the final 2 minutes of this contest.
Bellingham just trying to keep the ball. Morsey finally has a bit of room in midfield to play with here, and he finds Danny Ings. Oh, it's ricocheted back to Sam Morsey! And it's Alisson making the save. Got completely lucky with the ricochet there, but Morsey, well, that might have been going in the near top corner.
They've been good up to now, but it's still fine margins.
Five minutes of added on time. There's absolutely no point in us hoofing this into the box. Know exactly what we're going to do here. Hudson-Odoi's going to invite the defender over. And in fairness, he's won the ball. This is going to be it for Liverpool. Salah got to get the ball up the pitch for Liverpool. On the whole, they more than deserve something from this game. Question is, are they going to get anything from it? Morsey with a priceless challenge. Bellingham just nodding it forward. Reina does keep it in. Reina plays in Foden, who's had absolutely nothing to do all game. He's had a really poor game, Phil Foden. But he's popped up with a third goal right at the death. Just to rub the salt in the wounds of Liverpool. And that just sums the game up. That sums the whole game up. Liverpool will be sick and will wonder how on earth they've lost this game 3-1. They've dominated possession. They've dominated territory. They've had chance after chance. They've hit the post. Henderson's had to make 2 or 3 world-class saves. And yet, their only goal came from a mistake from Tomori. We've had next to nothing, really, but we've scored pretty much every time we've gone forward. And we have, well, snatched a 3-1 win off Liverpool. Well, as you see there, the stats, 7 shots to 4. Liverpool, well, 7 shots, 4 on target for us. 10 and 7 on target for Liverpool. They are the results that you hate being on the wrong end of. But when you're on the right end of them, it's an incredible feeling. And that puts us second in the Premier League. Second only to Southampton, who have had, well, what a start they've had. 4 wins from 4. Incredible start. They've beaten Leeds 3-0. Everton 2-1. And Wolves 3-2. I'd love to know who they've signed in the summer, because it really seems to have made a difference to their team. They only got promoted back to the Premier League last season, although Chelsea do themselves have a 100% record. We have a transfer offer for Jed Spence from Porto, but with him being our only real right back, like we did earlier in the window, we're going to reject that. So, quick stop by on deadline day then. I've decided to not really go ahead with any transfers. We'll keep the money we've got until January, when maybe we can make an emergency loan if we ever do need to. Unless anything dramatic happens, I think our business is all but done. We do have a email, and it's a transfer offer for Hudson-Odoi. And, Juventus have come in with a swap deal. And obviously, Hudson-Odoi has a huge price tag on his head between between 88 and 130 million. So you'd have to imagine that this swap deal for a player who is worth, well, the swap deal's £0 flat. This player's going to have to be something else. Jonathan Ikone is who they've offered us. And he is 1 rating higher than Hudson-Odoi, but is 1 year older. Is nowhere near the worth of Hudson-Odoi. I think they're having our absolute head with that. I'll be rejecting that, Juve. If they'd have offered us an absolute worldie in return, then yeah, maybe. because you don't really want to be selling your best players on deadline day if you can't replace them. But if there's a swap deal there that works in our favour, you're obviously going to look at it, but that really wasn't. Dyke Steele's our backup right back, so Brighton's offer for him will be rejected. And, well, we're getting poached here. Our big players seem to be really under threat. Now we've got Danny Ings, an offer from Wolves for him. Again, we're in no rush to get rid of Danny Ings. He's had a couple of offers. It's a good offer, in all fairness, by Wolves, but he's more than in our plans, so we will reject that. There is the potential, obviously, with Ings being 31, that we could sell him and replace him with a younger backup striker, but we haven't really been scouting for anyone in particular in that position. It's not really been a priority. I'll have a little look just to see if there are any strikers who I guess we could go for if if a big offer coming for Ings. He is 31, but we've not really been looking at strikers, so I don't think it would really be worth it. We have another email with 4 hours to go. Hayden Coulson has an offer from Leicester City, 23.9 million, which is right at the bottom of the valuation again. We still think he's got plenty more potential to grow and be even better, and he's an incredible player. But we're having to we're having to fend off quite a few big clubs here, as we are at the final 2 hours of the window. This will be it then. There is a last-minute deal that's come in, a last-minute offer. Ben Gibson. Oh, it's Burnley. Why would we send him back there? He had the most hellish 18 months. They bought him off us originally for 18 million. Now they're only wanting to offer 3.8. If you think we're sending him back to that hellhole, you are absolutely joking. No way. And that is that for what looked like an incredibly expensive deadline day. 681 million, so it's not the biggest. But there we go then. That is deadline day. We're going to skip now through to the next game, which is Leicester in the league. So a bit of news from the training point of view. We obviously, a couple of weeks back in the live stream last time, we wanted to change Reina to a central attacking midfielder. And that is exactly what we've done. His development plan has been completed. So then the team ahead of the Leicester game, and this is the first time we've had to take into consideration the fact that we have a Champions League game in a matter of days, which is absolutely crazy. So a couple of changes have been enforced. Centre-backs normally struggle with fitness, so Dale Fry will come in once again for Ben Gibson. I think if things are going well tomorrow, he will also be brought off for another centre-back, as well as maybe one of the full-backs too. The two centre-mids will remain the same. Once again, if we want to, if we can, we'll swap one of them out, definitely. Reina will come in for a start. We've got Correa on the left, Hudson-Odoi on the right. Ings will start up top. This is where the toughness of the schedule with the Champions League might start to affect us a little bit. We have to think 1 or 2 games ahead now, as opposed to game by game. But we are going to keep going with our strongest team and hope that we can maybe have a bit of a comfortable lead over Leicester at some point where we can afford to make changes. Their team looks pretty good. Højbjerg in midfield, Pratt alongside him. You've got Under, Aguero still up front for them, a decent looking defence. But you can't help but think the loss of Maddison and who was the other player that they lost? Another really good player, can't remember off the top of my head. Harvey Barnes, of course, has affected them. They are 17th currently in the Premier League, so we need to take advantage.
Smith.
Here's Smith, he's got the unenviable job of replacing Barnes on the left, and straight away Hudson-Odoi was on him like a flash, nicking the ball off him. We play it forward to Danny Ings. Here's Bellingham with a bit of room.
Tremendous block. Well, for Middlesbrough, you have to conclude.
Good ball out though. Here is Smith.
In their win against Liverpool. What do you expect to see from them this time, Lee? Well, 3-1 at home is never
Dinged forward, but Jed Spence getting a good foot in, and now Hudson-Odoi can charge his way through the middle, commit the right back, and here is Here is Correa with his weaker foot, and Correa bends it into the far corner. And Felix Correa continues his impressive start to his Boro career. Hudson-Odoi dragged their defence out of shape. And we know how quick Correa is, and he's looking like a very good finisher. Kasper Schmeichel did not move. Could he have dived for that? Maybe. It wasn't exactly in the corner. But this Leicester team doesn't seem to have the same energy, the same zip as they did last season. And they're behind already. Here's Dennis Pratt. Rice doing what he does. And that is just shadow whoever's got the ball. Bellingham has done really well to shrug off the defender. A great ball over the top to Hudson-Odoi. And it's a good save from Schmeichel. That was that was the benefit of both of our midfielders. Right there, prime example. Rice winning the ball back. And Bellingham turning his man and playing a great ball in behind. At times, Schmeichel was equal to it. Hudson-Odoi with the corner. Tomori heads it down, and well, heads it down, and it almost went up, back down again, and looped into the corner. Didn't seem like a strong header at first, but that bounce made it really awkward for Schmeichel.
Mounting. Crossing possibilities.
Good play this from Leicester, and Dale Fry getting a crucial foot in once again as, well, Rice loses the ball on that occasion. Oh, and Aguero did Tomori there, who tried to slide in. But Dean Henderson made a great save. Tried to anticipate the shot from Aguero, and he just, well, he sat down Tomori. Couldn't get the better of Henderson, though.
Spence.
Bellingham plays it out wide to Jed Spence. Good ball in, and I thought it was Ings who got the touch, but it's a corner again. What a ball over the top that is to under.
Dennis Pratt. Aguero on the move.
Aguero might not have that same little bit of explosive pace that he once had, but this is good. Good play from Leicester, and well, what a chance from Dennis Pratt. Fry was not agile enough to get back onto his right foot and get across, and he's got to score. Got to score. Here's Correa. Plays it in field to Bellingham. Bellingham fancies one, and well, wasn't exactly bent into the far corner, but it had Schmeichel on his heels. Good ball in field. Correa this time. Trying something similar, but it was comfortable for Schmeichel. Great play from Bellingham there. Fantastic. Little bit of pressing from him here. Chips it over the top to Reina, who may as well just run through the gap that's appeared in front of him. Giovanni Reina. Wow. Absolutely scuffed it. Was in two minds. What corner to go, and well, in the end, weaker foot. Absolutely scuffed it. That's what happens when you get caught in two minds. Terrible effort. See if Reina can make up for that previous miss. He might do that with a ball through to Danny Ings. He lays it back off to Reina again, who clearly has a shocking weaker foot, because that's two efforts with his right that have been nowhere near the target.
Well, high marks for
Højbjerg dinking it back over the top.
Højbjerg.
Comes back to him, but as always, Declan Rice is in there making them really important tackles.
Final 20 minutes here.
Vasquez. Foden lets it run. Here's Phil Foden. Fancies a shot from range.
Keeper diving magnificently to make
And he's got one hell of a left foot. Causing a save out of Schmeichel there. That was heading right into the far corner. Vasquez with the corner.
corner kick played in.
Goes up towards Ings.
Just over the bar.
And that really important second goal just keeps eluding us. Not a bad effort from Ings there. But over the bar.
Demme.
What a ball that is. What a ball that is to Under. First time cross. Headed clear.
Now Politano.
Back into Politano. Mackinnon does exceptionally well, but then he's lost the ball. And they've scored.
And offside.
But he's offside. Mackinnon is... Whoa, just spared some blushes there as Jago Mackinnon made a great tackle and then almost gifted Leicester an equaliser, which they would have definitely taken. But yeah, he was offside
And a throw in for
as we've just passed the ball out of play.
remaining. And one thing is certain, no one is leaving because it's still close.
Poor ball from Leicester relieves a bit of pressure. Every game against Leicester usually is a really high-scoring game, but they don't seem to be the pressing machines that they were before.
Declan Rice
They used to be a really energetic team who would press you
and Bellingham.
aggressively, but it doesn't seem like they've got that in the team anymore. Bellingham making runs. Foden not strong enough
Sloppy in possession.
in that central attacking midfield role.
Cengiz Under.
And try to see if we could catch Castagna offside, but we haven't.
They need a goal. Fruitful looking attack.
Playing it infield here, Leicester.
Chance to cross. However,
Cross comes in, blocked by the hand of Hayden Coulson. And a free kick in a really good position for Leicester in the 90th minute. So 91 minutes on the clock. Højbjerg standing over this. It will be chipped into the box. We need to defend this best we can. Leicester have some decent sized players in the box. And Mackinnon
first.
does his job at the near post.
Clearance.
Played back in. Oh, and a shot!
Straight at the keeper.
Would seem like a decent one, but Henderson made it look easy. Rice playing it into that right corner, and if Vasquez can keep this in, that's ended up being an absolutely incredible ball just to get us up the pitch there by Declan Rice.
To stop the ball going in. And so
And that will be it. The cross is blocked,
on top lead.
and we've clung on
1-0 to the Arsenal.
to a really, really tight
George Graham's face.
and hard-fought win away at Leicester.
Come to expect from this lot. So disciplined.
Looked like it could be a runaway game with that early goal, but after that Leicester were really strong and we had to defend really well. We clung on, and it's another clean sheet as well. Wow, I did not expect that when I jumped out of that game. But here we go then. What better way to introduce the first ever Champions League game in this career mode. And as I said, my first Champions League game on FIFA. I didn't play last year's FIFA. The last FIFA I did play, where I had a team in the Champions League, it was still when it was called the Champions Cup. So I have never played a career mode game with a team in the official, proper, got the right Champions League. This is going to be good, and it's at home to Ajax. We've got the press conference. Here we go.
Thank you for your
A moment
questions now.
in Middlesbrough history. So this is where the serious stuff starts with the group stage. You've looked at the teams you've drawn against. Will you be aware of how your own team is developing? Can your team get beyond the group stage? Well, I think it would be bold to say yes. But I'm just going to say we've got a good squad. We can compete, I'm sure about that. It's exciting for everybody, for the fans and yourselves, to start off the Champions League campaign. How are you feeling? Well, there's been many incredible home nights at the Riverside. You think of Stoya, Basel, when we made two of the most historic comebacks in European history. Back-to-back at the Riverside, overturning two 4-goal deficits on our day at home under the lights. We can beat anybody. So talking about the last game against Leicester, can we be more creative? Wasn't our best game offensively, but we've got goals in us. That's without doubt. So we go then.
Thank you very much for attending.
A historic moment in the history of Middlesbrough Football Club. Let's go to the first team sheet for the Champions League. So the game management has worked, at least this first time around, as our first team is fully fit and the subs we made in the last game and the people we started, it's worked. Origi can now come back and fully fit, as can Foden. Hudson-Odoi was subbed, he's now feeling good. Correa also went off, he's feeling good. Bellingham and Rice, despite playing the full 90, have recovered pretty well. Bellingham is almost fully fit, Rice is. And the back four, most importantly, Gibbo comes in after a good long rest. Tomori went off as well. And the two young fullbacks, as we know, with Spence and Coulson, are always going to be fit with their incredible stamina. But here we go, guys. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, what we've looked forward to, what we've aimed towards, what the goal has been since the very first episode. Here we go. It's time for the Champions League.
Here on EA TV. And hello from the northeast of England. This is the scene here at the Riverside Stadium. I'm Derek Ray here on the commentary position, joined by Lee Dixon. And we've got so much to look forward to. This is where it all begins in Europe's Premier Club competition, the UEFA Champions League, the group stage, match day 1 action. It's Middlesbrough up against Ajax.
Yeah, it's very important that you're not playing catch-up in the group stages. Match day 1, imperative you get off to a good start.
A look at the starting 11 for Middlesbrough.
What a proud moment. I feel proud to see the Riverside covered with Champions League sponsorships and banners with the graphics. The Boro stood
We all look forward, don't we, to the various stages of the Champions League. From
together with the Champions League theme. And there we go, the team we've built
I certainly get a little bit more excited when the knockout stages
for
start.
4 seasons,
The group stage
ready for their first ever Champions League game.
in the competition. I think that's vital. You get
Unbelievable feeling. And here is the Ajax team. One I will admit,
the real excitement.
I don't know much about.
Well, here's the starting lineup.
I wouldn't know too much about Ajax's team in Season 1, never mind Season 4.
Yeah, it can be a 4-2.
But they're obviously here for a reason.
Defensive mode, but it can also
Here we go then.
5-1 when
Champions League. It's the Boro against Ajax.
especially the number 10 who will be given a free roll.
Lisandro Martinez.
First bit of European football.
Match day 1 in the
Never mind.
Champions League. All
UEFA Champions League football. And look at the room on the left here for Felix Correa here. Who's in? Correa could make history. And what a save from the Ajax keeper. The room that he had in behind was huge. And unfortunately his first touch just was too close to the goalkeeper, who made a good save as we almost had our first Champions League goal. But Jed Spence getting the better of the Ajax winger, and now he plays in Hudson-Odoi. What an open game it's been here. Cross comes in. Headed clear once again. Oh, well in from Bellingham there. Jude Bellingham with a fantastic challenge. Foden plays out. Correa crosses in. Oh, and there it is. Middlesbrough Football Club's first goal in the Champions League. And we lead Ajax as the Riverside goes bananas.
Well, we can see it again here. What a lovely environment.
Bellingham with a great bit of pressure, winning the ball. Correa played through. And Origi, who else? Straight at the keeper, to be fair. But he was so close to the goal. He just had to get the ball past him. And it was in the net. And there is our first goal. It's been a really good start to the game. Really exciting start for both teams. And Origi gives us the opener.
Pressure exerted, but he keeps the ball.
Boateng shrugging off Declan Rice.
Making progress.
Oh, and Gibson, oh hell, comes across and he caught that really well. Boateng, and it just whipped wide as no one got to him quick enough, and that was a good chance for Ajax. So Ajax have grew into this game since we went ahead.
They take it short.
They've really came into it. Short corner, that's blocked.
David Neres.
There's Alvarez.
Opportunity to deliver the cross.
Coulson's beaten a little bit too easily there, and they're in the box again. Henderson with a big save. As we are under a little bit of pressure here. Ajax are getting into some really good positions a little bit too easily. Well, then Hudson-Odoi read that really well and gets us a throw-in to relieve the pressure. Hudson-Odoi with the corner. It's up in the air, it's cleared. Only as far as Felix Correa, who unleashes an effort. Oh, and that forced an unbelievable save from the goalkeeper. That might have been heading right into that top corner. What a strike. And what a save. Corner number 2. Gibbo is up. Headers down. And, well, like in the last game. Awkwardly down and back up again.
Well, the manager can't hide his disappointment at not extending the lead there. It's still on a knife edge.
We do need that second goal, you feel. Foden with the corner in. Gibbo's at the post. Origi can't get it down. To chest it in. Put it into an empty net there. Big chance. Back in though from Correa. Hudson-Odoi's there. And how often do you see this man scoring a header? But he has. And it's come from Correa on the left again. We've had a couple of corners in succession. Bit of pressure. What a ball. And that's a great header from a man who isn't known for scoring them. That's a great header from Hudson-Odoi, following an amazing cross. And we've been under pressure in the last, well, since we scored. And that will just relieve a little bit with that second goal.
it's going their way. 2-0. Mohamed Kudus.
They've got some really tricky players in their attacking third. And Tomori with an amazing tackle there. Ajax have got some players who are really quick off the mark. They can accelerate past you really easily. And that might be a huge block from Tomori. The goal for Ajax on the brink of half-time completely changes it. Neres with the corner and, well, big opportunity missed there with that header. Relatively free, but nowhere near.
Kudus. Ryan Grafenberg. Possession given away.
Great interception by Declan Rice, who often does that to get us going here. And man, look at how much Ajax are outnumbered. Correa. Oh well. That's what happens when you have a right footer as a left winger.
Time and time again, and he's now just gone and fluffed his lines.
David Neres.
Here's Neres.
Mohamed Kudus.
Kudus. Oh, this is lovely little football in and around our box. Tomori with a good challenge. Rice's clearance is blocked initially. Hooked clear. Hudson-Odoi. Gibbo spots the run of Hudson-Odoi here. And he's onside. What a pick out this could be from Gibbo. Hudson-Odoi. And that could be game, set and match in our first Champions League game. I mean, you just can't defend the Ajax defence.
Really good build-up and an easy finish.
Well, let's have another view of that.
One through ball to Hudson-Odoi, and you're just never going to get near him. Have Ajax done their homework?
Well, there's nothing better for a manager when a plan comes together. Total satisfaction.
Couldn't have dreamt for our Champions League debut to have gone much better than this. Hudson-Odoi adds a third and makes our lead a little bit more comfortable.
Well, a successful intervention, winning the ball back.
Here's Kudus. Look at the room on the left-hand side here, and we choose to bring Rice across at the last second, covering off that left-hand side for the through ball. We just brought Rice across in time to put him off. And it's a good job, because that was another big chance for Ajax.
Into the advanced position.
Makinen with a foot in there. And another interception from him. Fantastic stuff from Jago Makinen. And now Foden gets Correa away on this left-hand side. Correa cuts inside. Correa's going to keep on going here. Felix Correa with a great run and just ran out of steam at the end with the shot. Good run from him. Here is Makinen, and what a moment this is. A player who was 15 at the very beginning of this career mode in our youth academy. Here he is, playing in our first Champions League game. Incredible, and what a result for us. Our first game in the Champions League ever. And our first game in Europe for what will be almost 20 years. And we've done it with a win and a clean sheet. Well, it was very much like the Liverpool game, really. Except Ajax didn't have the chances, really, that Liverpool had. But they dominated possession. And, well, eventually we come out on top to win our first ever Champions League game, and it will be worth us just having a little look to see how Dortmund got on against Celtic. And well, they drew. That is a big surprise. I thought Dortmund would have beaten Celtic, but a 1-1 draw at Celtic Park, which is an interesting result, and that means that we are clear at the top of Group E with the best possible start. It is away to Dortmund next, where we will be up against the yellow wall Now that will be fun. As for the Premier League then, of course, we've won 2 games in the Premier League also, which takes our strong start to the season up to 2nd place. Still behind Southampton, who have won 5 from 5 and have scored as many as us and have only conceded 1 more than us, which is incredible for Southampton. Well, I don't know where this run has come from, but it's a huge game up for us next. We've got Chelsea in the next episode, where one of our undefeated starts might come to an end. We currently hold the best defence in the Premier League. How about that? And Leeds are in the relegation zone. What more could a man want? What more could a man want? But yeah, league form continues. Beating Liverpool and Leicester, then beating Ajax. Some tight games in there, to be fair, but we've done really well. And next up then, we do have Chelsea with another cup game. This time it is the Carabao Cup, I'm guessing. We have Birmingham away, and then Crystal Palace in the league. So a lot more games in this season, of course. Domestic and European Cups all over the place. So the next episode we'll have Chelsea, Birmingham and Palace. But until then, if you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. I think we deserve it for our first game in the Champions League. Subscribe if you haven't already for much more FIFA 21 Manager Mode content with the mighty Boro. And of course, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Up the Boro!